All right. Welcome to Tavern Chatter. Cheers.
Right, cheers.
I love our
Dude, we have to
cups.
ask Beth. I have to ask Beth if she can hear us. First line of business is a confirmation through the cheddar biscuits.
Confirmation.
Yeah, confirmation that we're
Is
not
it
all like,
is it a game she suggested or something?
no, dude, no.
Oh.
That's no more. We will be talking about. I want to have Beth on for sex games. I think that'd be amazing. But no, you go ahead. Go ahead, host.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can talk about a game that I've been playing a little bit. Hi.
Hi.
Um, so I talked about it last time, but I had only played the demo. Now I've played the full game, The Darkest Files. Well, not the full
Oh,
game. I haven't finished it. I just mean I've started the full game. Um, it is quite similar. Why do I have this light on? It is quite similar to the demo, but it definitely has some differences.
thank
Thanks.
you, Beth. It was uncoordinated in case
Yeah,
you were
not
wondering. That was
intentional at all.
no, I almost, yeah. Great minds.
Um, but yeah, The Darkest Files. So it is very similar to the demo, but
Okay.
it had some differences, even within the same content that you played through the demo. Like there were the way that you go through memories and stuff like that changed a little bit in the full game, but kind of gives you more opportunity to look around, which is cool. Um, and then I really like that there seems to be a lot more interaction with the other characters in the full game than in the demo. Um, like you actually get to have conversations with them and things like that, and like you choose which topic to bring up, and sometimes you can still do the other topic after. Sometimes like the conversation ends there. Um, so that's
Okay.
pretty cool. And it's just like it's a really in-depth thing, and I like it. It's you can like
And you said it was,
interrupt people while you're interrogating them or questioning them or whatever like that. You can like interrupt them to be like, I think
yeah,
I heard something
usually
about that, and pull out your file and find the right evidence to go with what they were talking about. It's
cool.
it's a good game. It's like it actually feels like an investigator game, and
I did play the
I love it.
first little bit of it. I did play like I did not get to finish the demo. I think I did probably the first half of the demo, so I did get to see like how you have to read through files and you had to memorize people's names. Like it was really really intensive, and I not that I'm discouraged by that, but
There is
it
like
was
a
a
an
lot, a
easier
lot.
mode too. Like that's
Ah, fuck
for
that.
investigator mode, and then there's story mode, which obviously I'm not doing. I'm
Okay,
doing investigator.
that's what I
And
did
then
too.
in
That's
the
what
full game
I
there
recommend.
is a third version. I don't remember what it's called, but it's essentially much harder. I'm doing the investigator
Nice,
difficulty, and
nice.
I'm really enjoying it. It's I don't know, it just feels a lot more investigaty than most investigator games. Like
I love a
it
good
usually
investigating.
ends up feeling more like a puzzle game than anything. And
Oh, is
this
it
one
like
does not.
the room?
Like
Oh, okay. So not the room.
it doesn't feel like puzzles. It's like it's not
Oh,
like you have to find um the right sequence for this thing. Like, no, it's just you have to find the right evidence, ask the right questions, um, ask your assistant to get you the correct files, and
yeah,
bring in the right people to question, to
yeah.
interrogate, stuff like that, witnesses, and um,
Yeah, I
they
had
call them
a.
all witnesses, but
They're all guilty. We're interviewing a bunch of Nazis, of course. Witnesses. Fucking no. Don't fuck with me. Don't. I know what you are. So yeah, I didn't only get to play like a short amount of that. Is Michaela having technicals?
I think so. I think Michaela's trying to figure out the echo or something,
Mm,
but I'm not sure.
me neither. Dang, I was gonna ask her when she gets back. I'll have to talk to her about how I was going to talk about the game that I also was obsessed with last time. I played the demo all the way through in like 2 sittings, and it wasn't a short demo. I think it's like a almost hour and a half, 2 hour demo for the chef's shift. Like not even just like despite it being it's got very big the hell Diner
Dick?
Dash
No.
Diner Dash. It's like time management.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
like the hell.
I
It's like
do
a
like
time
Diner
management
Dash.
thinking game.
I
No,
played the
yeah.
shit out of Diner Dash as a kid.
Yeah, no, Diner Dash was my shit, like for sure. Talk about a computer game addiction that I don't need to go
Yeah.
back to ever. If they're like, let's reboot Diner Dash, just put me in a hole. I'll fucking just fucking bury me because I'm done. You'll never see me again. But
Yeah.
no, but I think with Chef Shift, I thought that one was really awesome because it was also a typing game, and I feel like, and which makes it partially educational. Like by the end, I was like, oh fuck, I am definitely, and I think it'd be definitely picking up on my skills on that one, and I think that you would appreciate it too, Brianna, because I know that you do a lot of like not only are you the DM of a couple of campaigns, so you're typing a whole bunch of story shit out all the time, but you also do your individual stories. So I thought it was kind of fun. Plus, educational games are always cool with me, which I
Yeah.
think is why we liked Elroy and the Aliens because it
Because
was
it
like those.
feels like those
Yeah, it
educational
feels
games
like
we played.
educational game. Yeah, when we were little kids.
Yeah.
Okay, did you like the Chef Shift?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
I'm not a fast typer like you though. I'm like actually a picker. And
nice,
so I had to go down to like easy mode because I like
nice.
the story
Yeah. Oh
and
my
I was
God, the
getting too
story is so
stressed.
fucking.
But then I kept telling Jesse who's like he can type really fast and stuff and so I had him try it but he kept getting like distracted by things and kept running into
Yeah,
issues and so it's
yeah.
not like even though he types better than me he wasn't like doing better than me so I'm like hey it's not that bad. Oh, oh yeah, I did raise the
I love
difficulty for
you.
him. He's right, because I was like, "You type fast, you got to go on
Dude,
hard mode." And then
my
I
my thing with
lowered the
that game.
difficulty though,
Yeah,
and
did you have a hard one still?
and he still had trouble.
Nice.
So my picking works, okay? And I figured because I'm a bad speller, maybe it'll help me get better with some of the words.
That's one of the things.
Educational,
Yeah, educational game. There
yeah.
you go. I was thinking I didn't want to ruin it for you, but I'm glad I can ask you. How do you feel about the mice? About the extermination of the
Oh
mice?
yeah,
The first
you
time that
take out your
happened, I literally you
pew
bring out your
pew.
gun and you shoot your pew pew and you fucking shoot the
Oh,
mice as it comes into the diner.
Yeah.
And I
nice.
wasn't expecting that the first time, so like the blast
It has a
made
cute
me
little
jump in my
story
seat.
too. I
Oh my
haven't made
god.
it super far. You start out in like an Italian restaurant and then you're in like a Chinese like dim sum type restaurant and there's like
Yeah.
some backstory between two mafia families and stuff and
Like the
I don't want to
story's
spoil it too much
convoluted
because it is
for
pretty
yeah,
cute.
it's really good. A little
Yeah, but it
convoluted
can
for
be
just like
overwhelming,
random
like I
questions.
said, because you have to type a lot of things and then capitals, and then if you have
I
certain
love
letter,
the dinosaurs. So there's like they have different customers. So they have like a customer set
yeah.
that's like a set of dinosaurs. Like, and if when you go to type over like their table to bring them their food, it's only dinosaur names. So there's like 13 fucking letters to
Oh
this
my
fucking
God.
just to deliver them their thing. And then when the clowns come in, it's
Oh
only
no.
punctuation. It's punctuation only. So you have to do like
I
and
don't
then they
like
also at one
clowns.
point have
Oh
clowns.
yeah, and then when you get a little further, you get
Yeah,
the
you got the
elderly.
businessmen. Oh
And with
yeah.
the elder, well, okay, so yeah, business people, they're only numbers.
Numbers,
So you have to
numerical
type in
keys
numbers for
only.
them. Yeah. But elderly, they'll start to forget what they ordered, so you
Yeah,
have to remember it
remember what they
and
ordered for
hand
them.
it to them. And then there's also
That
a
feels too real.
Yeah,
there's
it's
also
so fun.
a special type of elder that you have to serve before everyone else, or it
Mhm.
like freezes everyone else,
That
and so
sounds
you could
like
have
Diner
people like get
Dash.
angry.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
It was
Like fuck
fun.
Diner
I
Dash,
mean,
play
I
the
still have a
chef
lot to
shit.
play.
Dude, I know there's
That
like 7 other restaurants after the dim sum restaurant. I've only been to the dim sum restaurant too. I've only gotten
I
one.
know,
that's so
same.
There's a
real
lot to it.
though, because the amount of times I've taken a plate of food to someone and they've been like, "Oh, we didn't order that." And then I go and check the ticket and they did order that and I'm like,
You're like, okay, so anyway,
"Yeah."
uh, can you have that read?
Yeah.
Can somebody read that back to the court? You're like, what the
Are you sure you know what you got there? Yeah.
Yeah, did you pay
We also
attention
live
to
in
the
a place
things you were
where
buying?
marijuana's legal, so they're probably like, who fucking knows what's going on?
Yeah.
And
That's
lots of
fair.
beer too. Plenty of beer too. I'm sure I've forgotten plenty of things.
Um, but Michaela, when you were semi AFK, we were talking about the Darkest Files. Have you looked into that at all yet?
Did you play the demo?
Oh, I looked into it a little, but it's still not out. It's been like in my wish list for a while.
I've been
Or, well, is
playing
that the one I'm thinking of? Oh, wait, I'm thinking of a different game.
it.
Yes, I have looked into that one though. It does look
Okay,
like a lot of fun. How do you like
it
it?
is. I like
Yeah.
it a lot. It okay. So what I've been chasing with these investigator games is the nostalgia of when I was younger, we had a
Hmm.
very specific video game that I have not been able to find that
Mm.
was a CSI crime scene investigator game. And it was actually like the characters from the show, but like the original characters. Um, and it felt like you actually had to investigate it because if you missed evidence, you could just be stuck. Um, so you and some crime scenes change after certain events happen. So like you have to if you don't get everything before it changes, there's a chance you miss that evidence and then you struggle later on. Um,
Life. I
so
mean,
like
video.
it felt like you were actually an investigator and I've been like looking for games like that for so long and I've been so severely disappointed because like even when an investigator game is good, most of the time they have been ones that are like essentially puzzle games.
And
Like
it kind of leads you in
Yeah,
that
that sounds
direction
pretty
too. Like
interesting.
you can't move forward without that evidence. Like you
you
have,
have to
yeah,
actually
like
do
yeah.
good.
And so you
Like
always end up to
pay
the end of
attention.
the game with everything that you need, whereas that gives you the option of actual
I've an
failure.
old detective game that I've always liked was LA Noire, and that one you like went to the crime scenes
that
and depend
that
you had to make sure you got all the evidence because later you would interrogate someone and they could lie to you and you have to try and catch if they're being
Oh
truthful
yeah.
or not, and so you could miss clues by not catching them in a lie or thinking that they're being deceptive
Yeah.
hmm
and stuff, and so that one really took you through all the crime scenes. I remember like dead bodies and
Oh, so
Nice.
this is where it started.
going to the houses and I the
We're getting some origin
interrogation though.
story now.
Oh.
Yeah, because you're supposed to look at their faces and it's like, are they doing an eye thing? Does it look like they're lying to me? And sometimes I could catch it, but then sometimes I'm like, that freaking character got me. I because you know me, I'm trying
Another
to 100%
Young
it.
whippersnapper.
another thing that I feel is very important to mention about the Darkest Files is that there's a cat you can pet.
Oh,
Yes,
there's that.
which got us with Manami Lane too. They were like, "You
Oh
get
That's all
extra
you
yeah.
need
points
in
if
a
you fucking
game.
get to pet all the
Hmm.
cats," and I'm like, "Don't pet me, motherfucker. I got them."
Yeah, that's a big drawing point for sure. Like I liked it before because the demo didn't have the cat. And then when I played the full version, I'm like, there's a cat there.
You just get to pet the cat. Is that a was that a an achievement? I would hope so.
Yes, I did get an
Good.
achievement for petting the cat.
It's kind of like in crime scene cleanup, there's a dog, and so you just keep petting the dog, and then finally you get an achievement for petting the dog. It's just like how many pets does it take?
Yeah, how many
Oh
pets?
man, I need to play that game again. I miss that.
I
Isn't
know,
there new
I've
Never
been
played
content
waiting.
coming
Crime
soon or
Scene.
something?
They came out with that roadmap a while ago, but there hasn't been any word from them, and so I'm like hoping that something will happen because they were supposed to give us more, and I really enjoyed it too. I might have to do like a replay just because
Probably
I've
getting
missed
close to
that
time
too.
for an update then, hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, Another game that we mentioned already, but haven't really gone into detail about though, Elroy and the Aliens is
Got
super
it.
cute.
Game
Yeah,
already.
I saw you got
Game
that.
already.
We did
Yeah.
stop like very shortly
Very
after the
shortly after with
content
the
that
demo.
was the demo, so like we didn't see much of it, but
We got a little farther. We
we
got
got a
to
little
see. We
further,
got to
yeah.
opened up multiple points in the map that weren't even options
Yeah,
in the demo. We did have like 3 or 4 new stops.
new
Like
confirmation
we
or
got some new characters.
conversations too
We
before we
got to
logged
meet
off.
a guy in a blanket who
Yeah,
was yeah,
true.
yeah,
Guy in a
yeah.
blanket.
Oh, were
The
you guys
cosmic
playing it together?
We were playing
yeah,
it at the same time. It's single
yeah, it was
player,
not
Oh,
but
a
yeah, we just
yeah.
yeah.
alongside
And
essentially.
yeah, this might as well because I know that we were both super waiting for that game to come out and we've been
Yeah.
busy on it, so It
It's
worked
so
out.
cute. I love it. It's a good time.
It is, and it's just like the old school like early 2000s computer educational games. Like you have to click your way around and figure out how to collect stuff, and sometimes you have to add pieces to other pieces of like whatever's in your inventory. It's like the puzzle game, but it's just got the feel of
Audio problem? What do you mean?
It's a
Oh yeah, no, you're cutting out.
Me?
No, it was Jade.
I've been trying to mute in between things just so it wouldn't pick up anything.
Nice. You don't know what it even is. Both them? I don't know who them is. Michaela and Jade?
Hello.
Okay. Distortion. Could be my connection, but I don't think so. Can you guys talk a little bit more?
About with my headset.
Hey, where do you think you're going with both of those cookies?
Okay, yeah, it's a little distorted.
That was me talking a little more, even though my daughter's trying to take up
Where
my
you going with all
cookies.
them cookies?
Oh, Daddy said you could have a cookie. Why were you
Oh,
grabbing
it's a
two?
kiddo too.
It sounds normal to me. Yeah, I guess it's fine.
It was
All right, well.
That's fine. You can have
my
a cookie.
earbud.
Love
Now that I
you.
have my headset on, it's probably working.
All right, well,
I'm
as long
used
as
to
it's
it, still
fine.
be doing
Oh, yeah, you got a cookie too. I love
that. You
cookies.
have to remind me.
Cookies are like one of my favorite things in the world.
Yeah, cookies are okay. Chocolate chip, nothing beats a fresh baked chocolate chip
Yeah.
cookie. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, you can
nothing.
have like the nicest cookie, and I will take a fresh baked chocolate chip cookie.
I know. I need it to like not even like it messes
Don't
up
even
its
let it
form in my
cool.
hand
Yeah.
and I'm burning my mouth eating it. Yeah.
Take it off the tray, put it straight in my mouth.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. That's how fresh I mean.
Anyone else thinking about how their faces are coming off on screen like me? I'm like wide-eyeing it.
Just God damn it. I never learn, and I don't want to. Fuck that.
Oh, I
I know
know.
you were
Fresh
talking
baked
about how
cookies though.
you were talking about on your resort trip this weekend, how you almost destroyed that whole
Oh
place with
yeah.
caramel cookies, salted
Well,
caramel cookies.
they had cookies at 3 o'clock both nights, and the first day they
After you
made like some
leave.
cran raisin yogurt type of thing, and then the second night was a chocolate chip caramel. And I couldn't even eat the cookie from the first night. It was not that good. But the second night, I was like, whoever baked those cookies, oh, you got it.
A lot of things in my mouth. You didn't sell me on that first one.
I don't know if they know this, but I ate a lot of them. So if they thought like they had them both right next to each other, and I was like, I'm making sure she wins. 5 cookies in hand, like.
You're like, you gotta know that these are the best. That's all
I mean, it
you
was
can-
free. You gotta get as much free as you can.
Yeah, you might as
Yeah.
well pull that shit in, grab your bag. You paid for it.
Free food's the best food.
Yes.
Had fun. How many nights was it again? 2?
Yeah, 2 nights.
Hell yeah. You get it, mama.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I bet. That's dope. But yeah.
But yeah, Elroy and the Aliens, I definitely think is worth
Okay.
it.
Bye.
We were like,
Off
anyway,
topic.
So anyway,
I digress.
yeah,
from
no,
Yeah.
it's
really
I did play a little bit longer after you went to bed, but mostly I just finished up some conversations that I was already having.
Yeah.
And then started one more, but
Did you go talk to the cosmic blanket hobo?
yeah, the blanket guy. I
the
love
blanket
him.
guy. Yeah, I know. I was like, God dang it.
He's a problem, but I love him.
Yeah, dude, I feel for that guy. He didn't lose.
I mean,
it
he's
for no reason.
clearly seen some shit.
Way too much shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Anyway, dude, I had to think about the other game that I was playing with. What the fuck was it?
I
The
don't
other game
know.
that I was playing the other
What was it?
night. I'm looking through the games now. It's confusing now that I have enough of them to where I'm like, wait.
Yeah,
where the
dude,
hell
I
did
have
it go?
so many games in my library now compared to what I had before we started this podcast.
I'm finally getting confused. Oh, Happy's Humble Humble Burger Farm, KK. We have to play that. It looks disgusting.
Yeah.
Which one is that?
The
That
one
one's
where
that scary one.
it's a scary one. We were all supposed to play together
Oh, that's right.
during like the middle of the day because It is. If you look at the imagery, it's pretty fucking gross. And you have to
You
sort
live
of
in a crappy apartment with the guy that's the fry cook, and you guys walk to work together, and then shit hits the fan at work. It really
Yeah.
does.
like actual shit hits the fan.
Ugh,
Yeah, and there's like
Yeah.
even side things you can do too that I've seen other people kind of do, but I haven't seen them do it enough to where I could do it myself. I probably have to watch again, but it gets wild. I've definitely have not played far into it because I'm a
Yeah.
baby. So I got
Yeah.
too
We were supposed to
Oh,
emotionally
it's
support play that
$20.
one.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I got it on sale though when I got it. I think we had
I think I'm
I
gonna
think it
get
was on
it.
Dude, do it. We should all play it later. That would be amazing.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
it
I'm about it.
multiplayer or do you just at the same time?
No, it's
Single
Oh, okay.
player.
not. Yeah.
We have to
Gotcha,
stream
gotcha,
each
gotcha.
I wish it was
I'm definitely gonna stream it.
multiplayer. That would
Stream
totally
it.
ease it so much more if it was multiplayer.
Yeah.
That's how
Trying to
I
play.
feel about a lot of like cooking games. Is this would be easier multiplayer?
If I had a homie. Well, I can't
Oh,
even
yeah.
play. I can't even play fast food simulator. After a certain level, you can't even
Yeah.
play it on easy by yourself. Like you
Yeah, that
have
gets really hard. We had
yeah,
the um drive-through open and it's just like you
yeah.
need
Look at the
more than the
drive-thru.
allotted players they give you.
Yeah, you're allowed to have 8. Even then, it's like
I know in real life, or four people might run a drive-through in real life. But in my simulation,
I'm thinking of In and Out, but yeah, yeah.
Haven't had that in a
I
while.
can't play that with multiple people.
yeah.
Same with nightclub simulator demos. So it's like the nightclub simulator, as much as I'd like to play that one, that's also the one where you have to have at least 2 bartenders, a bouncer, and yeah,
Yeah,
the in
that one says
between.
it's coming out 2025 April. So every day I'm like,
Probably
has it
soon then,
put any
yeah.
update then? Yeah, like, are we gonna get a
Oh,
date?
speaking of games that were supposed to have come out by now, what was the one that what was it? Deep Sleep trilogy, the makers
The
of the
deep
Deep
sea.
Sleep trilogy.
That was.
There's a new one that's supposed to be coming out.
I'm going to
Um,
the page.
that's oh shit. I'm just gonna have to search. Yeah, Deep Sleep
Good for
Labyrinth of the Forsaken.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
I
To be announced.
believe was supposed to already have come out.
Yeah.
I think they said it was going to be by the end of last year and then never announced anything. As far as I know, I don't think it has had any new announcements since the last time I checked.
Oh, it looks like
But
it's going to need full controller support too. I do
okay,
see that.
I don't think I'll use it, but that's cool for people that will. Um, yeah, no, I want an update because I want to fucking play that game. I do
Yeah,
think that they released a
I
demo,
really. Oh,
but yeah, I think I played the demo actually.
I really like
They
Street
released a
Fighter.
demo, but that was it. They didn't say anything about when the full game is going to be, even though it was supposed to have already come out. They just released a demo instead, I think. I'm
Going to the
maybe
Google.
misremembering that, but that's what I'm pretty sure happened. Anyway, I want that game. I want to play every game by them. I have thoroughly enjoyed all of the ones that I've played. The don't what is it? Don't Escape. The Don't Escape
Yeah, I
games
know. Oh
were
my
a
God.
lot of fun.
I I think about playing those games, like replaying that game way more often than a lot of games. And that
Yeah,
one, I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's amazing for
I
the
don't know.
puzzle game that
Yeah,
it is.
I don't know
Like
what it is about them, but the Don't
it's
Escape
super
games,
simple, easy.
especially
The
4,
graphics are shit. Like there's really nothing
yeah,
to write home to mom about, but
it's so
I would
good
play them.
though.
I love it, and I think maybe what it is because you get the open ending with your different choices. Like you can, I think it's because the different levels that you're allowed to achieve through the last 4, like the only 4 nights that you're playing the game. Every night can be a different disaster, and you have to properly plan for it. And there's
Yeah.
different ways of doing it. And I think the fact that it switches back and forth and you really don't know what's going to happen every time you play through is kind of a
Yeah,
fun
it's one of my favorite
little
things
thing.
about that game.
Yeah, I love the giant spiders. I'm not a fan of spiders, but I like the giant spider level for some reason.
Yeah.
And the acid
I
rain.
I kind of like the what are they? The biker gang.
Yeah.
I
All
like
the
that level.
Yeah, that was wild. You have to get all the guns and shit, and you have everybody's
Yeah.
blasting away. That was even the little kid.
Oh my God.
Like he's like 9, and they're like, "Here, son, you got to use this to protect the farm."
Yeah, those
Anyway,
are
it's
games
wild.
I would highly recommend for sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking of things that I should gift Michaela. Don't escape is definitely something we need to be doing. Yeah, I think about that game. And I
Yeah,
don't
I
want to.
I think Don't Escape 4 especially. Like
No, it's
if
Don't
it's not
Escape.
really your kind of game in general, you may not enjoy it, but if you do, it's 4 is going to be the one you're most likely to enjoy.
Yeah,
It's
I love
it's
that
a good
game.
time.
I'm like wondering, did I?
I also don't know if I would have liked the trilogy if I hadn't already played 4, just
Yeah,
because I played it way after they had already like they were old games, you know?
yeah. I think it's because it just opened up that lore, whereas before it might have just seemed like I don't know, maybe like just so open ended, like to where it was just more random. But because we played Don't Escape 4, I think that the the lore and
We
like whatever
noticed
Easter eggs.
things.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, Easter eggs.
Yeah.
There are little shit that like we were like, oh fuck, that's where these guys come
Yeah.
from. Like,
I'm like, oh, it's
oh
all
my god,
connected. Oh my God.
yeah, it's so connected. Yeah, for real.
I'm
And it
not
was
sure if the
wild.
first one is, and if it is, I don't know how,
Hmm.
but I have a feeling that they're all connected.
No, yeah, there's no way that it's not. After we
But it's
finished the
also
fourth one,
like, what? I don't even, I think it's just the werewolf one, right? You just have to barricade yourself because you're going to transform and you don't want to hurt anyone or something like that. Isn't that what the first one is?
no, what?
I could have sworn that's what the first one was.
He goes and looks.
Yeah, now I need to
No,
look it up.
I don't remember
Um,
nothing.
Trilogy. Don't Escape trilogy. That's the first one in like where you're just in the house and that's like the
Okay.
only place you ever go. It's like a little hunting cabin or something like that. That one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
that one I'm not sure how that would be connected, but I have a feeling it is.
Yeah.
And there
Maybe we
may
should
be because I think that they
play and
did
see.
mention the name of the company.
Oh, so this is
So I think it
yeah the
is
company.
connected, but I don't see how because it's a werewolf. But
And there's no other werewolf shit going on at all in the
in
other
any
one.
of them, yeah.
Even a little. In fact, it's anyway. You should. Anybody out there who hasn't played that shit needs to
Play
play
that
Don't
shit.
Escape 4.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure. Well,
Right.
Don't Escape 4 Days to Survive, I think is what
Yeah,
it's
4 days
called.
to
Yeah.
survive. That
Um,
one's
Michaela, have you played any fun games recently?
Um, not a whole lot. I did do I was playing Doll Imposter and
Oh
it
yeah,
has
the
a new
updates.
map, like Cabin in the Woods. And
those
like it
versions.
is definitely a spookier looking map than some of the other maps, and the dolls look haggard.
Oh, fun.
And it takes you like into the backyard, and I like would recommend playing it on easy a couple times so you can know what things are what things, because I like kept running into new things that I didn't even know were there, like digging a hole. I was like, oh, there's a well. I didn't know there was a well because the lighting is pretty bad too.
Oh.
But it is pretty good. I've been working on getting like the achievements on all of them. You can turn off those robots, so if you want to play a harder level,
Oh.
but you don't want the annoying robot that easily can get you,
Seriously, I
you can
don't even
turn.
know how it's possible to get past them. I
I
tried
know.
everything. I closed the door behind me and it still came in and killed me.
I know. So there's word that the developer is working on like 2 more maps and stuff too. One's going to be like a factory, I think, and then the other one might have had to do with the fair, even though they have like a carnival one. Fair would be a little different, I guess. And the career mode, I tried that for the first time, and so that is actually confusing, but it's multiplayer, so maybe with someone else I could get it a little more. But
I'm down to try it.
it like takes away facts that you know of the dolls. Like normally you know their likes, dislikes, who they love, hate, and friends.
Do you have to like
And it
figure
like
it out?
erases some of those. Yeah, it gives you these potions and you have to give each like doll the potion, and then if it's like say hate, the doll will glow red and then dolls next to it will glow red, and then that's when you're like, oh, so it hates this one, and this one. And like I played it a little bit. I think more people are needed because after the smoke fades, if you don't remember all the names of the people, then you're like, oh, I can't remember all who were
more people
hated.
more likely to remember them all.
Yeah, and one person could even have the book open, clicking it as it's going too.
True.
And then also, I think you have to. It might be like some of the other ones where you buy the supplies because it's like once I ran out of a potion to see who hated, I didn't have another one. So it's like, well, that kind of makes it even harder. But they're working on some other type of mode too in the game. But it's been fun, and then I was playing some Sims 4. I know I like Enzoy, but it needs to get some new things going. Like
I still haven't bought Enzoy because I'm literally waiting for Michaela to be like, all right, it passes my very scrupulous and very detailed list of requirements.
Yeah,
for it to be a good game because I know she's over here. Like, yeah, I'm like once it's Michaela approved, that's it. I'm buying it.
I like it. It's just got some lacklusterness to it for me, and so I actually
there's a big
like
deal made out of it, so it's kind of.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Like I put this hype in my head, making it seem like something, and it ended up not being that, but also it's early access, and so my hype was probably going for like a game that's fully done. And so I didn't know at first it was coming out as early access.
They made everybody pay
And so
$40 for early
yeah,
access.
and so I have like all these things that I know you can do on Sims, and I'm like, so when are they going to kind of add them to this or give us a variety of them? And then so it's like I ended up going back to Sims.
Luckily, there are some mods available now on like what is it called? Sarah would know. Sarah, what's the website?
I know I'm checking the chat now.
Yeah. The mod place where you get all the mods.
Mod place. Yes.
Why can't it just be named Mod Place? I mean, like, where else?
There
is
probably
that
is a place
domain?
called that. Nexus mods. Yeah,
Yes,
there we go.
That's right.
Thank you,
Not
Sarah.
that I don't already have that on my. Not that I don't. Damn it.
But talk about
there are
mods.
some mods on there.
I'm talking about mods.
Place.
The new Baldur's Gate patch is coming out on Tuesday, and Jesse and I are gonna play, and I'm obviously gonna be a shadow sorcerer. But he was saying that we might do the mod to make our party bigger, so we can like play with everyone, and we'd obviously have to do it on like a really high difficulty though, because we'd have a lot of people. But I'm ready to jump into shadows and pop up.
Hell yeah!
Like that's one of the things that I could do, and then
that's
like,
gonna be so fun.
I'm not sure what one he said he's gonna do. He's interested in the type of ranger that they had, and
I don't remember which one they're adding.
Yeah, I can't remember either. And then there was like a fighter or something, but he's in between thinking. But I fully know I'm gonna be a sorcerer. So.
Yeah, me and Sarah, speaking of the update, since it comes out on Tuesday and my Baldur's Gate streams are scheduled on Tuesdays, me and Sarah are going to be starting our new characters together on Tuesday night, and I'll be streaming it.
Hell yeah.
10:30.
Yeah.
Sarah may also stream, I'm not sure yet. That's up to her. But I will definitely be streaming, and it's gonna be a Death Domain cleric.
Nice.
Don't know what they're gonna look like yet, but we'll find out.
I know that
2-hour character creation. No.
I know that like with most, I've either played tiefling or elf so far, and I already decided that I was going to be an elf. And one of the reasons is I just always like their like short rest period and they just have like characteristics. And I like the idea of living forever, even though I don't actually get to live forever through this character. It's just they live longer than me. I
Yeah.
say forever, but they live longer. So like I always
Forever.
think that's cool. I'm like, oh, they're hundreds of years old.
Like, hell yeah, that's what that. Cute.
Yeah, I'm really pumped for that. The Death Domain Cleric is one of my favorite domains, and I've tried to play it several times in actual D&D games, and those campaigns have just not gone anywhere. And
Isn't
so I've
that
never
Danny's
actually got
character?
to play one. Yeah, Danny's playing either Death Domain or Grave Domain. I think he might be Grave. But I love both of
Zurich?
them. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zur
Star,
Content.
whatever
Yeah.
the hell
He
his name
might
is.
he might be Death. I don't remember. I don't remember if he's Death
Yeah,
or Grave,
I
I thought he
think
but
was
it's
a
a
death
death.
cleric. Yeah.
yeah, either way. Yeah, I was a
Okay.
little jelly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like,
it'll be
when
cool.
why didn't I do that this time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if your character dies, I know we always say the shit. It's like so whatever. But if your character dies, you can always come
I know
back at.
I
characters
probably
don't
won't
die
play that.
that
Yeah,
easily.
Yeah.
characters don't die
Oh,
often,
Oh,
but
I know, but
it happens.
it happens.
Towns died
Yeah.
recently.
What?
My character Towns.
You didn't tell me that.
Well, he's alive again.
Okay.
Yeah, he came
Oh.
back. Don't worry.
And we didn't have a funeral or anything.
We would have if he didn't come
Yeah,
back
that's what
within
I'm
the
saying. I'm
same
like,
like
I am
day.
shocked.
So
I am shocked. Okay, good.
yeah,
Resurrection.
Yeah,
yeah, he came back.
resurrection.
He almost didn't though.
Yeah, wow.
He
Wow.
almost chose not to.
Okay,
His
valid too. That's
his
valid.
daughter's dead, so you know. Trauma.
Mm.
I love me my
Trauma.
edgy characters. Speaking of D&D though, I have a lot to say about D&D right now.
Oh,
There's a
yeah,
lot.
you do.
There's a lot going on. So
I like speculation, and I'm of the mind that this
okay.
shit is not good.
I
This
don't want
is
to
like
get into
weird.
like too much speculation, but I will state at least the information that I know. So very recently, Chris Perkins announced that he's retiring from Dungeons and Dragons. He is massive in the world of D&D. He was one of the writers of Curse of Strahd, and that's one of the most successful and like well-known adventures in D&D. He was instrumental in the writing of the rules for 5th edition. And then it was already like I was already like kind of weirded out with the timing of that. And then only like within the week, Jeremy Crawford announced he's also leaving D&D at the end of this month. And
and one is
it's
which one is the
weird.
head of
Okay.
Chris Perkins is the head of development. Oh my god, we were just talking about it.
Yeah, no, so last summer they both got promotions.
Both were promoted. Yeah.
Yeah, Chris Perkins was promoted to creative director, and Jeremy Crawford was promoted to game director.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a temporary position. And they say that they've been talking about doing this for a while and training people for it. But why would they get promotions like that if they knew they were going to be retiring like 6 months later? I don't know, that feels weird.
No, there's obviously if for both of them to do that.
I have a feeling it has something to do with the situation with Sigil because it was a fucking fiasco and a lot of
talking about with like the Wizards of the Coast.
So Sigil is their virtual tabletop that they've been working on for a while. It's supposed to be a 3D virtual tabletop and like one of the first, if not the first of its kind. Most virtual tabletops are 2D, but at first it was like looking pretty cool, but I was like, I'm not gonna use that. I don't want to.
Yeah.
But great for people that can only really play with something like that. But then when it released, it was released quietly. Like there wasn't like any announcements or anything. It was just, hey, it's out. Um, which is weird for something they've been hyping up for like a while.
Yeah.
And then very, very shortly after it was released, they laid off 90% of the staff that was working on the project.
Okay.
Which is not good at all,
Yeah.
obviously, because layoffs have
That's some
been
shit.
greatly affecting the gaming industry for a long time now. And obviously, it's not getting better. But yeah, so that's interesting. And then, like, if it wasn't bad enough already that they quietly released this game and then laid off a bunch of people, um, it was very unfinished and unusable by most people. The requirements to run it is an RTX 2080, which I don't necessarily know what that means, but I know it's better than what I have. And
Is
I've
that
built
what
this
he used to
computer
hack
for
the
gaming.
government?
Like,
Is that what he used to hack the government or some shit? That's some shit
I don't
that
know,
he
but
hears.
I'm almost positive it's better than what I have. And I built this for gaming. Like,
Yeah.
I have a good graphics card, like,
Yeah.
pretty good at least. But, like,
Good
if
enough that
I
it should
can't run
pay
it, this
something.
is
Yeah.
supposed to be accessible by everyone in the campaign. Otherwise, what's the point of it?
Yeah, you can't just add your
Everyone
own
has
music.
to be able to use it. Everyone in the group. And most people don't have those requirements. Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't work. Um, Not to mention there were graphical glitches, which is sad. Super long loading times, even for like just opening up a blank grid to build your own map on, took several minutes. Um, if you
Blank
want
grid.
a more like detailed breakdown on all of this, D&D Shorts does a great one.
Okay.
But like he like showed a bunch of different graphic glitches, like when you're building your maps things don't like clip together very well, and so they just kind of like glitch sometimes, especially with lighting shining through in places it shouldn't and things like that, leaving weird shadows. But yeah, it's sad to see that it was released in that state, and now there's only what, like, I think like 6 people working on the project. There's no way they're going to get that to a playable version anytime soon, if ever. Like, it sounds like they're trying to quietly abandon the project right after releasing. It's weird.
Yeah. So we're thinking if we add how that you think they were like, I don't know, here we are, speculation thing again. But creative differences, I would suppose, or some shit if it
Yeah,
both
because like,
flopped shortly after he became director of
but like
yeah.
with all of the leaks that have happened in the past, like whistleblowers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
nothing negative has been said about either of these guys, Chris Perkins
Yeah.
or Jeremy Crawford. They have clearly been a positive force throughout D&D. Like, they're
So they're
important, and
leaving it
even
a
if they
sign.
are genuinely just retiring, good for them. But
To
D&D
go
is
up,
going to suffer.
be
D&D
together.
is going to suffer for it.
Like, why would they do that? Like, why would they both leave at the same time if it's not
It
going to
is
go like
weird.
hand in
I
hand and
I don't
suddenly
know.
there has to be like I would assume that there was something nefarious. I'm sorry, that just seems
I
wild.
don't
That
know about
the guys have been
nefarious. I
working
think
for
the most likely situation I see is that they just don't like the direction things are going in, and I don't think they have as much control over it as they should for the positions that they have.
or say
Because
they got too close to God and it
I
isn't
mean,
them.
with how instrumental Chris Perkins was in the success of D&D 5th edition, it just, he's got to be upset with the direction that D&D has been going in the last few years, because the quality has been lower. Like, and I don't think that's his doing, because he's clearly done great things, you know. I don't know, that's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get the answers at some point, but
Potentially, yeah.
potentially, I guess.
I
Who
don't know.
knows? Maybe sometime. I hope we do though, but I hope it doesn't. It's not like a sign of whatever. Yeah.
Luckily, the best thing out of all of this is that no matter what happens with the company, we'll
Mhm.
always be able to play. Like they can't stop us from playing. We have the rules. Like
Yeah,
even if we have to change to pencil and paper, we know how to do it. Like we
we've been
already
doing
own the
that.
stuff. So
I know,
like
dude.
even
I
if
know.
something
Paper.
happens and
I'm
we get
still.
no new books ever again, we have what we need to play.
Yeah, and
Third
home
That's what I
party
was
brewing
saying
is
content
to
will always
always
Jesse.
exist.
home
I was
brewing is
saying that to
always
Jesse. I'm
possible.
perfectly
Yeah.
fine having my character sheet written down and writing my
Yeah.
That's what I'm
inventory
used
and
to.
stuff.
I'm
Like
old. This whole doing it on my computer and on my
all
tablet.
these
Yeah.
modern
It
ways.
took
I
me way too
know,
long to
right?
get used to that. Yeah, all these modern times. Like in my day, we didn't use
I
a
mean, if you
computer.
guys already
We used
know,
paper
I
and
actually
pencil.
still use pen and paper. I bring my computer and
Yeah,
like have my
you write it
spells
in
and
your
stuff, but
notebook.
I still write everything down. Nothing is
I love
typed
that.
in for
Yeah.
me.
You're like, it's for show.
Yeah. I'm already like I may be young still, but I'm already hitting things where I'm like, I'm never changing the way I
Oh
was
no,
because it was the best
we've already
way.
talked about how we're old ladies. It's okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. We were
Like,
born to be old ladies.
like back in my
Back
day.
in
Like,
mine. You're like, girl, you're
yeah.
27. The hell are you even talking about? Your days of what? Anyway,
I
no, yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I still miss pen and paper.
I was okay with
Oh, there's
switching to pencil and paper, like with the OGL situation, but
Mhm.
there were enough people saying that they really did not want to not use D&D Beyond, and so I was like, okay, well, we'll keep using D&D Beyond. It
Not
is
like it's not
convenient. I will
cool.
give
It
it
is
that.
convenient.
I
Yeah,
loved
it's not like
D&D
it's not
Beyond
cool.
before Wizards of the Coast owned it.
You're
Yeah,
like,
but for me, it's like because my handwriting, a lot of the times when I do write, it's sloppy, but in that I could like try and work on my penmanship and stuff. I don't know. For me,
a
like
shit
pen
shit.
and paper is like an actual book instead of reading it off a tablet.
Yeah,
Like I want to
Mhm.
smell that book and
I
flip
That
through
feel
those
part.
that.
pages. And
Yeah.
I just love hanging out at a
Librophilia.
bookstore too. Like there's nothing that beats that, you know?
Okay, I know we're going for girls' night after this. The next time we have a girls' night after we're going to the bookstore.
I'm
Yes,
We're gonna
down.
go sniff
I'm
books.
That
We're
so
gonna
sounds
go
down
like
for
sniff
fun.
that.
I
books.
love books.
Let's go sniff books.
Dude, I haven't bought
Yes.
books in a while. The last time I bought books was when you
Perfect
and I
excuse.
went and bought a
Perfect
bunch of
excuse.
used books together. That
Yeah,
was
Don't
the
ask me
only
how
time I
many
bought
that was
books
still a
books.
recently.
good time
Yeah,
though.
don't ask me how
Books.
many books I've bought that I'm still reading.
Yeah,
Don't ask me how
I
many
did.
books I've bought that I've never touched.
had to say
Well,
haven't
okay,
even
I
done
do
the
have a lot
spine
of those
crack on
too.
crack. Like you haven't even opened it
Yeah,
and
well,
give me
I
a spine
actually,
crack.
when we went to that bed and breakfast, I actually brought a book that I hadn't started reading yet, and so I was reading like a fresh book and stuff. And
Nice.
Nice.
hey, I
Love
have
that
other
thing.
books to read too, but it's
You're
like
like,
a
it was
I've got
well, the
nice.
so
other one
many
I was
books that I'm
reading,
never
I
going to touch.
Well, so the other one I was reading, I've read another book by the same author, which I can't, it's Grady something. And both books I've
No.
had trouble finishing. Like, I was like, I know his story plot, I know what he's trying to do. And I'm just like, it's overplayed. And so I like have to, so I start reading another book, finish the other book, then go back. And so now I'm doing that with the one I was reading because I'm like, of course the cops want to get her. Like, yeah, that's totally typical of what this is. I told myself I'm not going to read another one after this because two books have burned me now,
Yeah.
but just from that one author.
Yeah. You're top.
I need to read more, dude. I,
It's hard to when you have little ones that like
yeah.
stand the idea of you looking at something for too long that isn't them.
I
Like
started to
reading
listen
books does start.
to a audiobook when I was had a lot of downtime at work and I was like
Oh,
crafting
I'd
or
love an
something like that. I
audiobook.
would listen to an audiobook, but
You're
I
talking
kind
about
of didn't craft there often enough. I mostly did things that required more of my focus during my break, like writing for D&D and stuff like that. And more recently podcast prep. But um yeah, when I had all that downtime and stuff, I started listening to the fuck, what's it called? The Nine Eyes of Lucian.
that's what the one I was
The
talking about.
Critical Role one about
Like
Molly
the whole
Mock.
book.
Well, sort of Molly Mock. But yeah, I can't, I don't know if audiobooks are for me. Yeah, I books are better, but I have such a hard time sitting down with a book. because
I've never tried an audiobook, but I could totally
hard.
see one being good for like a long car ride.
I
Friggin'
have done
Jesse downloads 48-hour episodes on his phone and like listens to the murders, and I could totally vibe that too.
You guys
Like,
are so good for each other. I love that. That's
oh,
great.
we love true crime stuff too,
That is
so we
so
like
cute.
listen to a lot of them, and
Love that.
Nice.
yeah.
Like roll over in bed at night and you ask me like, bro, you gonna kill me one day? And he's probably gonna be like, yeah. And then you guys, you guys are just like, yay, true crime. I love it.
Like, I guess that's I mean, I as a young child, I always wanted to like do something that would have me be remembered, but then when I realized that my ambition just wasn't on the same level, I decided I had to be a victim.
Go to
Yeah.
And I just knew that one day I'd meet the
Go
perfect
to your
person
dad.
that would get my story told
Yes.
over and over again. There'd be so many different versions depending on the murder exactly. I could be on 5 different ID shows throughout the years. People will be talking about me 100 years from now. Just like,
Girl. I have not
that's
heard such a specific goal, life goal.
yeah, lack of ambition way of doing it. I'm just gonna get murdered someday, you
Like, I was
guys.
famous, but not for anything I did, for somebody else's actions. For
Yes,
sure.
and when they interview you, tell them I was a bitch.
Tell them I'm not surprised.
Yeah, she had it coming. Like,
Coming.
oh, would I say the world's a better place with her gone? Yeah, yeah.
I love you. Oh my gosh. I was thinking about how we need to do have you ever listened to what is it called? It's called Morbid. There's these girls like out in the East Coast that do a podcast that's mostly true crime, but sometimes they do just other shit that's just like macabre and morbid shit. You know, like one of my favorite things to do is go sit in the cemetery at like midnight and I listen to their Buried Alive episode where they literally like talk about like the burial traditions that used to happen like 250 years ago in ways to make sure they weren't buried alive. They were just in a coma because, you know, they had no weapons.
Oh yeah, like the bell ringing. And
The bell ringing, or
yeah.
have like a tube for air, like that came out from the casket on the top, like anyway, like cemeteries and listen to shit like that.
Another one video that I used to watch a lot of, but I haven't seen any in a while, was this guy who would do a story of like horrible ways to die that have actually happened, and it's like a morbid curiosity, like oh my god, that person actually died that way. That's horrible. But it's always like so interesting to hear.
They said the audio's bad again. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what to do about that.
I have not been messing with anything either.
Yeah, I think it's a connection issue.
Yeah. Balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that one.
It sounds normal to me right now.
I don't have any echoing or anything on my end.
Yeah, I don't have any issue.
I'm not sure.
I'm like right by my router too. I moved in here just to be by the router.
Fine now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, though, that's a good place to stop for the night. But I will say,
yeah, not talk about horrible ways to
we're
die.
gonna stream.
Oh yeah.
I'll stream Happy's Humble Burger Farm later tonight. If y'all, if like,
yeah,
Michaela, you might be in bed, but Jade, if you want,
if I'm up, yeah.
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah, so I'll be streaming that tonight, and then the Baldur's Gate patch on Tuesday night.
Yes.
Did it.
And what was it you wanted to say, Jade?
Oh, I was just talking about how it's the Crunchyroll Awards this week, and how I'm excited about the new season of Fire Force and the new season of Windbreaker, which I think I love Windbreaker more than I've liked a lot of animes recently, and it's literally all just about fighting, which is not a surprise, but there's like you have to watch it. There's more context to it than that, but it's amazing. But I also feel like they came out of nowhere. Anyway, Crunchyroll Awards, if you guys are anime nerds at all, like it's time to get voting, because I'm pretty sure
I haven't been watching any
Solo
anime.
Leveling is gonna win, and I'm just like,
oh, I saw something where they were saying like Apothecary Diaries against A Friend and Beyond or something. I have that one on my watch list.
Oh,
yeah, no,
yeah, I haven't watched it, but it's on my
it.
watch list because I see a lot of
I've
clips
heard
from
it's
it,
good.
and it looks really good. But I've seen a lot of clips, so it's like
Go
getting myself
to
to
your dad.
watch
I'm
it.
almost done.
I watched the
Hold
first 3 or
on.
4 episodes and just did not care. So
Oh, I loved Apothecary Diaries, though. I'm
I
wanting
know,
to
no,
win.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm all caught up. I'm excited to watch. I think the next episode is the one where he's finally gonna tell her that.
He's a
Yeah.
frickin'
Anyway,
prince.
yeah,
Yeah,
which is
I
so
mean,
obvious, but still,
for
I
how
think.
smart she is, that's like
Mhm.
really taken a
And
while
I'm
to.
wondering if it's her autism. I'm wondering if it's her autism and she's like purposefully like ignoring all the signs because she just does not want to fucking deal with
Well, I mean,
Daddy.
she was talking about a pretty large frog.
Bitch! you had to mention the,
No
you had
idea
to
what's
mention the
happening.
frog. We're gonna make you watch it. We've already decided
Okay.
we're gonna have a thing where we
Yeah.
make you watch it. But yeah. So off to dinner then, ladies.
Yeah, off to
Oh,
Yeah.
you
dinner for ladies' night.
dinner.
But
Bye,
yeah,
guys.
cheers.
Guys.
Cheers.